What is up, everybody? It's Alex here from Title Boxing Club in Rochester, New York with your focus point of the week. And actually going back to last week's focus point, I was watching that one. Should watch it too. It's a good one. But I did notice something wrong with me. Now, I was throwing hooks and I was talking about the explosive power and I was throwing them, snapping them. You know, you can't just turn into the hook or you can't just go really fast. It's got to be a power and speed together. But here's what I noticed, that my head was moving with the hook. Now, this could have been an artifact of the fact that I was talking to the camera. So I was throwing a hook, I think it was from this angle, throwing a hook and I was kind of looking back at you. That's my excuse. Hopefully that's all it was, but it did make me think. I want to talk about that this week because a lot of people do this. It's natural to do, but you don't want to. First of all, when you throw any punch at all, no matter what it is, no matter what, everything starts down here, below the belt. Everything, even the jab. The first thing to move is your hip. The first thing that starts the motion. And maybe these things are bang, bang. They all happen pretty fast, but it's important that the first thing that starts the motion be that hip when you throw that jab. That is the very first thing to move. Then everything else follows with it. Same thing too with a cross. Hook as well. It's the hip. It's the quick turn of the hip. In fact, this is throwing a hook. You're just then adding in the arm part of it, the arm and fist part of it. Uppercuts, it's that little dip down. Even if it's just a microsecond, before you start to drop your hand, before you start to do anything else, it's that quick dip down. That's the first thing that moves. So really, a great thing to practice actually is throwing punches like this. Actually, hey, I did a focus point about that too. That was also a good one. Like again, squashing that bug, nice and quick. It's going to get power into the hook because that power, it comes from these, comes from the hips, does not come from anything else that you aren't seeing right now. Same thing with the rear hook. You throw that rear hook, just like the cross, you're turning that right heel. Well, I'm right-handed, so I'm turning my right heel out. You're turning that back heel out. It allows your hips to rotate. It's kind of everything starting with the legs. Remembering that. Now, that also means that you don't need to take your upper body anywhere. So if I throw a hook, I don't need to throw it with my head and turn this way. I don't need to. Everything else can rotate, and I'm staying straight ahead. Uppercuts too. We've talked about this in focus points. You don't want to bring your chest with you on uppercuts. No, you don't have to keep it right there. When you throw a cross, you don't want to, you can see better here, you don't want to lean forward with your head into that cross. You just rotate and turn those hips. That's it. That's your focus point of the week. I want you guys to really practice this. Practice whenever you throw any punch. What's the first thing that moves? And also pay attention. Am I using my head and my upper body to move my arm for the punch, or is it happening in the lower body? When you do this, when you can do it all with the lower body, you're going to be able to hit harder. You're going to be able to move better. The combos will be easier because your technique will be better. And as we all know, technique is everything.